Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Take 50. Hello, welcome to a very, very warm North London studio. It's currently 40 degrees out. People are panicking. Things are flying off the shelves. Deodorant, I don't know, ice-related products. Our new single should also be flying off shelves. And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. Just the riff though. We're going to look at the theory, we're going to look at the technique involved, and what's happening with the time signature. So the first thing we're going to look at is the technique. Okay, so the technique involved in playing this riff essentially comes down to hybrid picking and alternate picking. So the riff starts off with a hybrid picked section. And the reason behind that was I wanted to replicate a sound that was closer to the piano. So if you listen to that, you can hear the notes are all played in unison all at one time. They're not picked, which is more typical of a guitar. They're all kind of played at the same time. So kind of creates a really unique sound. I follow that up though with something that's a little bit closer to a traditional guitar technique with some alternate picking, just to get a little bit of percussion. I then essentially do the exact same thing. And again, I go back to that kind of guitar-y, quintessential guitar sort of sound of just strumming a chord, right? You can hear that and that approach have two very distinct different sounds. Altogether, when you kind of sandwich these techniques either side of one another, it creates a really unique sound that I think helps to kind of hit this midway point between what you might expect from a guitar player and what you might expect from a piano player. So if I play that entire section really, really slowly so you can get a close-up of that. Going back to alternate picking. You can see it's a mix of the two techniques. Cool, so onto the theory. So the theory involved in this track is not straightforward at all, not in the slightest. It's kind of all over the place, but I'll do my best to kind of explain my thoughts behind it. So essentially the song revolves around G minor. But what happens is, I start in G minor, and then modulate to B flat minor. And what I'm using to get to that point is a technique called modal interchange. So essentially this should be a major 7. But rather than using major 7, I'm going for a minor 9. So the progression you get is, and then I follow that up with the exact same thing. This should be an E flat major 7. But I've decided to go for a E flat minor 9. And again it's modal interchange. Essentially I'm just dipping in and out of different scales. So same progression all the way through. And then I actually end it with a technique that's essentially taken from a tritone sub. Forgot the name of the technique for a second there. And rather than using a dominant 9 chord, I decided to just flat that third. For no other reason than it sounded nice to me. So essentially what I get when you put this all together is back down. It's a technique that comes up really frequently in a lot of old school Herbie Hancock songs and a lot of fusion in general. It's also really popular with UK jazz at the moment, but I'm guessing a lot of that is just because of the influence on from where that's coming from. Cool, so that is the theory. Okay, so the other really interesting thing about this riff is actually how it's counted. It kind of feels like it's in 4/4 because the snare is hitting that backbeat, but really it's actually in 6/4. So for context, I'll show you how it kind of feels like it should be in 4/4. I've got James behind the camera. He is going to count because I can't count and play. That would be a nightmare. Well, let's give this a go. James, do you want to take it away?
Let's do this. So in 4 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, as you can hear, that sounds a bit weird with the guitar. It doesn't quite fall into place quite as nicely. And here it is counting in 6, which will feel much nicer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, if you were wondering how to count this, how this is counted, how this is played with a drummer, you now know. So, we've reached the end of the video. Thank you for listening. I hope you found it both educational, inspiring, and above all, stimulating. If anyone would like to give that riff a go, please tag us on your social media platform of choice, be it TikTok, Instagram, MySpace, Facebook, Triller, for all my Trillers out there. And yeah, it's out on all platforms. We've got it on Tidal, Spotify, Deezer, for all those Deezers out there, those East London Deezers. And yeah, check it out. Peace.
That was incredible. Oh, East London Deezers. Oh, Jesus Christ.